Saving for your first home? With Moneybox, your home buying dreams can finally become a reality. Download Moneybox today.
What is it that I've done that makes me the enemy? Alright lads, don't want any trouble.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on Let's have a bit of fun till our downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Here at William Hill Vegas, get these exclusive offers and daily chances to win cash prizes and free spins.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Motive Racing YouTube channel for tonight's action here in the Formula 1 League here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. We're here for round 2 of season 7 this season. We're joining quite late on in the qualifying session. Unfortunately, We were running a bit late last week, so I didn't want to take any chances. I wanted to make sure we were coming in bang on the end of the countdown. So unfortunately, that does mean that we've only got a few minutes left. But we've got the most important part of the session on display for all of you right now. So hopefully we can enjoy the closing stages and the most decisive part of this qualifying session here. As I'm just now switching on to the correct monitor so I can see what's going on. But currently got 15 drivers in the session. Hopefully we've got a couple more jumping in. I know there's a few running late, so fingers crossed we're going to have a near enough full grid here tonight. We had 17 last week. I know that at least 4 regulars couldn't make it this week, and I think a couple of 5 actually now, because Andrew Petersmith couldn't join as well. But we had a couple of people who I think were thinking of jumping in as a reserve, but I'm not sure if they're here or not. But nonetheless, 15 drivers, that will still be more than enough. I think there are a couple of people who actually joined during the session, so they'll be joining us for the start of the race. But it's currently Senna sat on provisional pole position on a 1:26.5. Mike's doing a good job this week, making his seasonal reappearance. Obviously didn't race last week at Bahrain. He's second at the moment, at half a second off of the pace. You got Martin in third, followed by V10 Ultra with Mark Bow 5th place. The top 5 all in the pits at the moment. And then you got Horatio P6, followed by WTF Freak. Freddie currently sat in 8th place at the moment. Obviously had a really strong race last week at Bahrain, but then on the final lap got into a bit of a tangle and dropped down to near enough the back. So after all the hard work he put in last week, it all came undone. But hopefully he can have a good one this time out, can Freddie. Anime Boy currently running in 9th in this qualifying session. Adamati pit in 10th with Crazy Max in 11th, Oliver 12th. Barney, Nathan and Bennett have all been given qualifying bans for this week, so those guys are not going to be able to take part. Oh, as we see, WTF Freak has retired from the session. Was that a crash? I'm not sure if that was a crash. I think it may well have been. So WTF Freak out of the session in the early stages of this one. Just going to quickly check the audio. Right, audio sounds okay, to be fair. I've got a few comments coming in on the stream at the moment. We've got MN99 says, let's hope for a good race. I'm going to be reserving tonight, so hopefully a good result for me. I can't work out who you are, MN99. Are you... Wait, he must be Barney. Yeah, surely he's Barney. Totally Zero says hi, hello. Totally Zero, good to see you as always. Totally Zero, one of the biggest fans here on the Motive Racing channel, regular in our ACC GT3 Championship as well. Has raced in every title actually here at Motive that we've raced on, except for Grand Turismo 7, because we haven't done any competitive races on there yet. But hopefully once that happens, he can keep up that record. He's also saying we early. Yeah, you were a little bit. Barney saying I crashed. Oh no, Bears. Laughing at that one. We got Mike says, can we already start because the live is still counting down? Yeah, I said before the reason why I did that was because I wanted to make sure that we started bang on the end of the countdown, just to make it a bit more, professional and all that stuff. So as a result, obviously we went a little way into the qualifying session before we started, but yeah, obviously now that I know that we generally can start on time, I'll be setting that timer to a couple of minutes into the session. But currently got Papa Squanch there, says that, yeah, that last lap in Bahrain was just utter garbage. It was a little bit chaotic. I mean, it was, to be fair, I don't know really if we can expect anything different, because in that situation where you've got a safety car which comes in with 2 laps left to go, it's going to be a dash to the flag. Everybody's going to be throwing it all on the table, nothing to lose for a lot of people. They're just going to be throwing caution to the wind, and we saw unfortunately it spill over a little bit. These things do happen, especially in online racing, and considering that we're not esports level, we're not like the utter sort of seriousness. We're not professionals. We're just a group of people having fun, or at least most of the people here are just here to have a little bit of fun and let off some steam after a difficult week at work or at school or whatever. So that's what everyone's here for. But we see Mark Bow there retiring from the session, so he is now out of qualifying, so he'll be starting P5 at best here. As Senna's still on provisional pole. He's currently in the pits as well, so Senna's not going to improve here. And the checker flag is now out, and Mike has backed out of his laps here, so he's not going to improve. So it is going to be Senna staying ahead of Mike. Martin is 0.8 of a second off at the provisional pole time, so he's got work to do. I don't think he's going to be able to find that amount of time in just one lap here. He's coming around the middle sector. He's currently 0.3 of a second up on his personal best. That would currently put him still only 3rd place. He'd need to find a 10th or 2 more in the final sector here to go quicker than Mike, who's currently occupying that 2nd spot at the moment. On board with Martin here as he comes through into the final sector now. He's just got the final corner left to go here for Martin. Here he goes, nails the apex nicely there, gets a good exit there, managing to maximise his speed really well there. Up towards the line he comes. Is Martin going to take P2 away from Mike? Yes, he does there. Just naps him by a 10th of a second. Martin puts it on the front row of the grid. Mike currently on an in lap by the looks of it. V10 Ultra is done for the session. He's hit the checkered flag. Horatio is 0.4 of a second up on his personal best. Can he get himself on the front 2 rows here? He's behind Mark Bowen, V10 Ultra. He's 0.4 up though. That would currently put him ahead of V10 Ultra in the final standings here in qualifying. Here he comes to the final corner. Can he maintain the sort of pace he's been doing over the course of this lap? Here comes Horatio up towards the line. P4 potentially on the table here as he crosses the line now, and he does get P4. Horatio with a lovely lap there right at the end of the session, managing to now have a 2nd row start here. Excellent stuff there from him. That looks like it's that for the session, and I don't think there's anybody else out there on a lap, so I think that is going to be our lot here. So it's going to be Senna who will be starting on pole position once again here at Motive Racing. Took a fantastic win last week at Bahrain, had a fantastic race-long battle with his teammate Justin, who unfortunately is not here this week. Hopefully Justin can make most of the races this season, because it'd be interesting to see those two having a bit of a championship battle, but I know how much Senna would dearly love to get away and say bye-bye to everybody else in that championship battle, because he's had a difficult couple of seasons. He's had drivers who are, you know, very, very solid and consistent drivers as rivals in the last few seasons. He had Gertian 2 seasons ago. He had Teza Muzzle last season. So he's always gone up against some of the best drivers here as Senna, and he's never actually been able to string together a real serious championship challenge. I sort of relate his previous 2 championship challenges a bit like Charles Leclerc in 2022. Kind of started off strong, looked promising, but then kind of faltered away. Well, that was certainly the case against Gertian last season. I'd say it was more a bit more of a Vettel in 2009. Teza Mazda got the great start to the season, had that big gap like Jenson Button did, and then he was more like Vettel, sort of chasing him down towards the end of the season. Had the pace in the last few races, but the gap was just too much. The damage had already been done by that point, and it was too much to overhaul there for Senna last season. But that is that then for qualifying, and we're going into the race for the 2nd round of season 7 here at Motive Racing on the EA Sports Formula 1 game. Obviously, to those of you who are watching live on YouTube, Facebook or Twitter, please feel free to join us at www.motiveracing.co.uk. You can join our Discord server through our website. Our website link is always everywhere, all over the place. If you look up and down, if you click on our tag or whatever, you'll be able to find our website link in seconds, and click on join any of our titles, which we run on F1, Gran Turismo 7 and Assetto Corsa Competizione, and you can join our leagues through our website on our Discord server. As here we go then, getting ready to go racing here for the 2nd round of the season. We had an exciting round to kick off the season last week at Bahrain. Hopefully we can have more of the same here at Jeddah tonight. We've got Papa Squanch here, who says, agreed, safety cars produce safety cars. They are the #1 cause of safety cars are. And even professionals can't stay cool there. If you remember last season's real life Australian Grand Prix, let's hope for a good and clean race. Good luck, people. Yeah, that was, I mean, to be fair, thank God that we're not running red flags here at Motive, because I think that would just be a recipe for absolute chaos, if I'm perfectly honest with you. But here we go then, off the line, getting ready to go for the formation lap. It looks like we've still only got 15 drivers in the session, which is a shame really. I thought we were going to have more here tonight. We're a little bit low on the turnout. I know a couple of drivers had to bail out last minute, so unfortunately we're without a few big names. But yeah, I mean, hey, look, if this is a bad week, then I'll take it, as long as this doesn't become the norm. But nonetheless, Senna leading us around on this formation lap. Martin will be looking to try and challenge him here tonight in a reserve appearance. It's not often that we see Martin out on track, but he's going to be giving it everything here tonight. Mike in 3rd place, making his return to Motive. Obviously had a bit of a layoff, joined it late last season, but wasn't really showing the pace that we had become accustomed to seeing from him. It seems to be a bit closer now to the sort of performance that we're used to seeing from him. So hopefully he can keep that up over the course of, well, tonight and the rest of this season. Bennett starting in the back. It'll be interesting to see where he can get to, because he's a man with pace, but can he produce that here tonight? Has he got what it takes around Jeddah to be able to extract his full potential, or is it going to be a challenging night for him? Obviously, the uncompromising street circuits here of the Jeddah Corniche, and he's got a lot of cars in between himself and some points, so he's just going to have to be careful here, Bennett. We have to be patient and not rush it too much, just try and take his opportunities as and when they come. But yeah, it's going to be about playing the long game here. Senna will be looking to try and get away on the medium tyres, Horatio on the soft tyres, so he's going to be looking to really try and make something happen in the first few laps. I'm sure that his aim here is going to be to try and take the lead in the first stint and try and pull out a bit of a gap here. He was about 6 or 7 tenths of a second off of the pole time set by Senna, so he did do well to be ahead of the guys in front of him, but never say never. I'd say he'd at least be looking to try and get ahead of Mike and Martin at the very least, if he is to have a chance of getting a podium in this race. He needs to be getting ahead of those guys in this first stint. But here we are then, pulling up on the grid, getting ready to go racing here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix here at Motive Racing, Season 7 here on the EA Sports Formula 1 game here on F123. It's our second season on F123. As we can see, the drivers now pulling up into their grid spots here. Let's hope that we can have a clean first lap. Let's hope that everybody keeps it tidy, respects each other, shows each other exactly what we all want to see here on the Motive Racing YouTube channel. Here we go then, lights are about to come on here at the head of the grid, and once they go out we will be officially underway for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Here we go, 4 lights, 5 lights, we're almost underway. And it's lights out, we're underway, and it looks as though we can't really see what's going on here. We go back to the start. We've got Senna here, who's got Mike around on the outside of Martin. They're side by side there, bit of contact there between them as Mike trying to squeeze his way through. He gets the job on Lennon and Martin, as we see Martin there making contact with Horatio. Horatio around the outside there, up into 3rd place. Can he complete that move though, coming into the next corner? They're still side by side, and Martin with a late dive up the inside. Horatio keeping it around the outside for the time being. They're still side by side here between these two, and in the end Horatio has to back out of it, and Beaton Ultra capitalises on that, moves up into 4th place. Horatio down a place there after trying to gain one. As we look at the rest of them coming through the back, looks like we're sort of a clean start here from everybody, no major dramas so far. Senna from Mike, from Martin, with V10 Ultra and Horatio completing the top 5, followed by Marpo. We've got Freddie, WTF Freak ahead of Matty, Nathan, Anime Boy ahead of Crazy Max, followed by Bennett, who's picked up a couple of drivers here up into 13th place. We've got Barney and Oliver behind him at the moment, but Senna kept it clean for the first few corners. Mark is keeping him on his toes here out the front, showing he's got the race pace here on his first lap. Can Mike keep this up as he's looking to try and make a move here on Senna? Look at this, we're side by side. Oh, look at this incredibly close racing in between these two, as Mike just has nowhere to go in there. Instead of keeping it around the outside, we've got a retirement on the first lap of the race. WTF3 gets crashed out, virtual safety car deployed, and that has just saved Senna there because Mike had a cracking run on him there. But Senna still leads ahead of Mike with V10 Ultra in 3rd, followed by Martin. You've got Horatio down to P5 after trying to make the move on Martin. Martin's lost out to V10 Ultra as well, so V10 Ultra up 2 places here, up into the podium places. You've got Mark Bow in 6th ahead of Freddie, followed by Matty Pitt with Nathan, Anime Boy, then Bennett running in 11th place now. He's made up 4 places, on this opening lap. Crazy Max, Barney, Oliver and WTF Freak out of the race here at the end of the first lap. And we should be getting going again after this virtual safety car. Hopefully in a second we'll be back racing. Wow, chaotic opening lap to the race. Horatio currently in the pits as things stand, coming in to, I assume, capitalise on, well, obviously he's going to have to get damage repaired. He's putting the hard tyres on. Maybe he's going to try and go to the end from here. 24 laps left to go. As long as there's no more safety cars, that could be an inspired call there for Horatio. But let's watch the leaders here, because currently Senna and Mike running pretty much toe to toe. Crazy Max is out of the race. What has happened to Crazy Max? He's at a moment there somewhere. We've got a virtual safety car again, and Barney's out of the race as well. So they are dropping like flies here in the opening few laps of the race as we're jumping on board with Horatio. We want to see who exactly is where. Let's just see if we can get a glimpse of where the crashed cars are. Just seeing here, no, looks like they've already been cleared away. So expert marshalling there from the guys here at Jeddah tonight. The Saudi Arabian marshals, superhuman in their endeavours to clear the cars out of the way, all in the name of safety. So that's great to see. But Senna's still leading ahead of Mike with V10 Ultra in 3rd, and a full safety car has been deployed. So that is going to now switch up the strategy a little bit. Are we going to be seeing drivers diving into the pits and making the most of this opportunity here? That could be something we'll be seeing in a few moments time, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But that's it then. Well, that's it for the foreseeable. For the next couple of laps we're going to be on the safety car. So who's going to dive in? Who's going to try and go to the end here? Because those who started on the mediums and the softs are going to be looking for some, maybe put a set of hards on, go to the end. Note, Senna and Mike both thought about it. Senna did throw a little feint there actually to try and entice Mike into following him in, but Mike had absolutely none of it. had maybe some idea that Senna was throwing him a little dummy there, and didn't take the bait. And in fact, everybody's staying out, which is a surprise to me. I thought some people would have tried to gamble and stuck a set of hards on to try and go to the end, but nobody's actually gone for it. So that's quite unbelievable, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, safety car here at Jeddah, and we're going to have at least a lap and a half of this, so I'm just going to be back in a second.
Alright mate, I'll see you later for drinks, yeah?
Got a bell, driving.
Oh, got a bail. I've got a lot on my plate.
Sorry to bail, working remotely.
Look who didn't Gareth Bale.
Did what? Joking.
Here we go then, guys. We are moments away from the restart here. We're coming towards the end of lap 4, about to start lap 5. We're going to be back underway here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix after a bit of a chaotic start. And here we are then, as we're just going to turn that off. But We're just coming through the final corner, and then once we get out of that final corner, it'll be up to Senna. In fact, we're out of the final corner now. Senna's put his foot down, and we are green flag once again here as we come down the start finish straight. Senna trying to weave around, trying to break that toe there as Mike's trying to follow him here. You've got Vita and Ultra there in third ahead of Martin, followed by Mark, both Freddie there ahead of Matty Pitt, with Nathan, Anime Boy, ahead of Oliver, and you've got Horatio there on the inside of Bennett as they go into turn one and staying ahead of him for the time being. Horatio putting on the hard tyres nice and early, doesn't need to pit again. All these guys in front of him pretty much do need to pit again. The guys who don't need to pit potentially could be, well, maybe Anime Boy might need to pit again, although did he start on the hards? I'm not sure. As Bennett moving ahead of Oliver up into P11, so that's job done there for Bennett, but Bennett I reckon might not need to pit again because he only put the hards on a lap ago. He'll only have to do 21 racing laps on those hard tyres, so Bennett in a good position here strategy wise in this race, but Mike still trying to keep to the back of Senna at the moment. Did put under a bit of pressure on the first lap, but then got saved. Senna got saved by the safety car, or by the virtual safety car. Oh, as Mike cuts the corner there, he doesn't really do that too often. If he does that a few more times in this race, he'll get a penalty for that one, so Mike needs to be careful of that one. He needs to just keep it within the white lines for the time being, keep it within the limits and keep Senna under pressure here. He's still right on the back of him as they come through the middle sector here. Senna will be feeling that pressure. He knows that Mike's got nothing to lose here in this season. Obviously Senna challenging for the championship, although saying that, Mike could have something to lose if he can keep this sort of pace up. I think he's a regular driver this season. He's looking down the inside of Senna, no DRS this time, so there's no jeopardy to making the move into the final corner. It's not like Senna will get DRS on him down the straight, and Mike there makes the move for the lead as we come out over the line here to finish the 5th lap of the race. But here comes Senna looking to make a lovely slingshot there to the outside, makes the move back on him there. Senna hits the front once again. Mike now looking to the inside again, and they're switching positions left, right and centre right now is Mike there looking down the inside, couldn't make it happen. Senna just clings on there as they come into the braking zone. Mike's going to look for a switch back here down towards turn 3, but it's not going to happen. Senna managing to hold on to that one for the time being. Vita Ultra there watching it all unfold behind them. Martin and Mark Bow with Freddie, Matty Pitt a little way behind them. Nathan still going in 8th place ahead of Anime Boy, followed by Horatio. Bennett there all over the back of Horatio right now and looking to try and challenge Anime Boy and Horatio for 9th and 10th places. Oliver still running in P12 at the moment, but Senna withstanding this pressure from Mike. How much longer though is he going to be able to put up with this, because Mike is really hounding him, hassling him, and surely he's going to look to try and find a way through pretty soon if he possibly can. Just tags the wall a little bit there, but keeping himself together, keeping it pretty much tidy at this point in the race. Vita and Ultra is just watching this unfold, but he seems like he's just losing the back of them a little bit here, maybe struggling to go with the pace of these two ever so slightly, but Mike having no such troubles keeping with that Scarlet Red Ferrari Senna, who is still leading the race at the moment here on lap 6, and he's still keeping it together at the moment. But Mike is going to surely look to try and pile that pressure on as soon as he possibly can. Senna obviously the runner-up of the championship here last season at Motive Racing. He's always been a contender in every season he's raced in here, has won a race I think in every season he's raced in as well. As Mike looking to the inside there, Senna still can't make it happen. Vita and Ultra and Martin there still battling in the background with Mark Bow running in P5, and these 5 are now well clear of everybody else. As Mike now looking to the outside here of Senna down the start finish straight, had a bit of slipstream there as he's got a bit of a run. Senna's got better straight line speed than Mike, there is no doubt about that. Mike running a higher downforce setup here, whereas Senna's gone for that straight line speed. Oh, it's Mike there, just manages to gather himself together there, but he lost a lot of time there. He lost a huge amount of momentum, and Vita and Ultra is now right on the back of him there. Mike almost lost the car there, just managed to hold on to it as Bennett's made a move there, and Anime Boy up into P10 into the final points playing position, but Mike very close to tears there, just about managed to keep it out of trouble by the skin of his teeth, but he's now over a second behind Senna, and maybe that's what Senna needed here. Maybe Senna just needed a bit of confidence, needed to see Mike make that mistake, know that Mike's just pushing it a little bit beyond his limits to try and keep up with him, and that will give Senna a little bit of solace here. It will give him some confidence, as I said before, as Horatio down the inside of Nathan up into 8th place. That's job done there for him as he tries to side his way back through the pack after his early pit stop, obviously on hard tyres, which he can go to the end on, let's not forget, or he might be able to go to the end. It's not guaranteed, but he's done a few of those laps on their safety car, so he's only got to do about 22 lap racing laps on these hard tyres if he is to go to the end by the time we get to the end. As Anime Boy getting it a bit wrong there, Bennett swooping through up into P10, and that's easy pickings there for Bennett, up another position. But Senna leading the race by 1.4 seconds at the moment. Vita Ultra still keeping Mike under significant pressure at this point as they come into the final corner. You can see Martin just waiting in the background there. These 3 battling it out over P2, and they're a little way behind the race leader Senna. Vita Ultra is going to have a bit of a run coming down the start finish straight. He's not close enough on Mike just at the moment, I don't think. Well, they're saying that Mike is really struggling on straight line speed. Wow, look at that overspeed that he had coming into turn 1. Mike trying to keep it around the outside, and that high downforce setup is really working there for Mike through that twisty part of the circuit. Vita Ultra now might lose out to Martin as well. Martin looking to the outside, can't do it, and Beaten Ultra holds onto that one for now. But I tell you what, Mike is really struggling in a straight line. He's got an incredibly grippy car through these sections of the track, but then down the straights he is an absolute sitting duck. And we saw Beaten Ultra how much quicker he was in a straight line coming down towards turn 1. There was no contest there between them. So Mike, if he's gonna make anything happen here tonight, he really needs to use that grip in these slower corners and these medium speed corners to his advantage. We've got a caution through sector 1. I'm not quite sure what that's made of. Oh, he's down on me, boy. I know he's had a moment there, he's lost his front wing. That doesn't appear to be a VSC, it appears to be just a caution at the moment, so fingers crossed that stays that way and we don't end up having to stop the race again. But Anime Boy just overstepping the mark a little bit there as Oliver into the pits here at the end of lap 7. Senna still leading the race at the moment by just over 2 seconds. Mike, Beaten Ultra and Martin still battling it out over P2, and in fact Mark Bowe's closed up on these guys as well now, so Mark Bowe, you can see, just waiting in the wings here, hoping he might be able to get involved in this one if he possibly can. Beaten Ultra's got to run here on Mike because of the outside. Is this going to be job done for him? It is going to be job done, and in fact Mike might lose out to Martin as well. Martin looking around the outside as well, but he can't do it. Mike just squeezing him, running him out of road there. A bit naughty from Mike there, he kind of just ran him into the wall a little bit, and Martin had no choice but to get out of it. But Martin's got a good run there coming down the start finish straight, but DRS this time for Mike is helping him out a little bit, but Martin says no, I don't care about DRS. Oh, Martin there goes steaming into Beaten Ultra, and Beaten Ultra's going to be fuming about that one. Mike slips through up into second place, and Beaten Ultra there might lose out to the man who actually punted him round there, as they're side by side coming into this. No, they're not side by side, sorry. Beaten Ultra's ahead. Oh, Beaten Ultra's crashed. He's crashed, he's lost a wheel. That's terminal damage there for the Aston Martin, and that, I think he might have a case for saying that, albeit not for the steward's room, but you know, morally I think that maybe it could have been a contact with Martin that just unsettled him a little bit there, caused him to crash out into that next corner. But nonetheless, Martin continues on his merry way. Beaten Ultra out of the race. He's going to be fuming with that contact, but to be fair, in Martin's defence, it was nothing to do with him what Beaten Ultra did into that next corner. But I reckon Beaten Ultra might just say that it was because of that contact. It just unsettled him a little bit mentally and caused him to make that mistake in the next corner. But nonetheless, Martin continues on his way. Beaten Ultra out of the race here, and no safety car, not even a VSC for a car with no wheel being parked right by the track. So yeah, go figure the F1 game and its logic for safety cars and lack thereof. But Matty Pitt on the back of Freddie at the moment in the battle for 4th place. These two Mercedes teammates ran pretty close last week at Bahrain. They had a battle late on in that race as well, as we see Horatio pulling up onto the rear of them as well. Matty Pitt looking to the inside of Freddie. Job done there, absolutely breezes past him, but Freddie's going to have the DRS down the start finish straight. Was this a clever little ploy here from Freddie to get the DRS maybe? He knew that if he let Matty pass then he would be able to get that run. No, it's not. Freddie's into the pits, so he's going to change his tyres. He's going to probably, I would say from here, most likely put the hard tyres on, but he's obviously ran the first stint on the mediums. I'd say probably hard tyres going on Freddie's car. Let's have a look and see. Into the box he comes, and yep, hard tyres on Freddie's car, off and away he goes. Back into the race, but Nathan has been running 9 laps on these soft tyres, so he has been on these now for a long time, and he's going to be struggling. I'm sure that his grip is going to be pretty much wearing thin at this point. He's been passed by Bennett, who's now running in P5. Bennett running on the hard tyres, which he put on lap 4. He's now to do 22 racing laps, or 21 I think it is. He'll have to do by the time we get to the end of this race. It will be a real push for him to get these to the end, but Bennett's a driver who is pretty kind to his tyres, I've got to say. So who knows what might happen here. We've got B10 in the comments saying absolutely gutted. No, that was really unfortunate there. Obviously in the same corner that Gertian actually, who was the champion at the time, he was the reigning champion, and he made a reserve appearance after having driven far too many hours on ACC. He jumped in as a reserve the season after he won the championship and crashed that exact same corner in almost the exact same way as yourself. So it's a corner that many get caught out by, and I'll show. So he's in a good position right now. He's on slightly fresher tyres, albeit not much, than Senna and Mike, but obviously his tyres are not wearing out anywhere near as quickly as they are. So obviously his pace will be quite similar to theirs. Oh, it's Matty Pitt spinning it into the wall, but keeping it going, no dramas. Nathan also into the pits as well on his 10-lap-old soft tyres. That's quite remarkable how he's managed to go that distance on them, even, you know, with the safety car bearing in mind. Even so, it's still an incredible feat. But Senna nonetheless still leading this race at the moment by just under 4 seconds ahead of Mike, who is continuing round in second place at this point. Senna's just had the pace over the last few laps, has just been eking out that gap over Mike, as we see Matty Pitt coming out and Nathan coming out just behind him. So those two, as they were before they came into the pits. And Mark Bow currently climbing up onto the back of Freddie here. Obviously both of these two have been into the pits recently. They've got fresh hard tyres on and they can both go to the end of the race. So this is a battle for position. This could be a battle for whatever. Yeah, this is for whatever. This is for the marbles basically, albeit still early stages in this race. We're not even halfway through this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix yet. We've got Senna still leading the race ahead of Mike by 4 seconds at the moment. We're going to stay on board with Mark Bow here as he tries to put the pressure here on Freddie. It's Mercedes versus Ferrari in the mid-pack here tonight at Jeddah. Obviously we saw Mercedes versus Ferrari many times a few seasons ago for the championship. Here we go, we've got Mark Bow making a run here. He's got the move done on Freddie. Easy pickings there with the DRS, and Mark Bow there up into 5th place. Freddie will look to try and stick to the back of him if he can and wait for an opportunity to come back at him if possible. But nice move there from Mark Bow with that rear wing wide open. Now Freddie's going to look to try and stay close. He's got the DRS here, but he's not close enough just at the moment as Mike's into the pits at the end of lap 11. And Senna's still going. Horatio now into 2nd place on those hard tyres, which obviously could pay dividends at the end of this race. We'll have to wait and see how it all pans out, as Mark Bow's got just over a second now over Freddie, so he's managed to break that DRS range. Here is Mark Bow, and it's now looking a bit more safer in that P5. Fastest lap of the race there for Mark Bow as well on his fresh hard tyres, so he's absolutely flying right now. Fastest man out on track at this moment in time. Senna extending his gap over Horatio at the moment on those medium tyres, which he's done 11 laps, so he's showing that he's showing no signs of those falling off just at the moment. But 9 of you currently watching on YouTube, guys, if you're enjoying them, please do hit that like button. And if you're watching for the first time, be sure to join us at www.motiveracing.co.uk. You can get involved in our Discord server there. You can join our leagues on F1 or on Gran Turismo 7 or ACC as well. Mark Bow's extended that gap to Freddie. It's now 1.4 seconds, so Mark Bow looking to try and bring himself closer to the podium runners. Who knows where he could get to in this race. It'd be a long way from there, but tell you one driver who's really impressed so far, Bennett. Obviously doesn't need to pit again, running in 3rd place. But Horatio and Bennett have just been quiet in this race, but they're currently in very strong positions. As Senna now into the pits, so the race leader coming off of his medium tyres, hard tyres going on that Ferrari, and away he goes. Horatio is, I think, going to take the lead here by the looks of it. But is Bennett going to get ahead of Senna as well? Because obviously Bennett doesn't need to pit again either. Oh, it's going to be tight here. It's going to be very, very close here between Senna and Bennett. There is Bennett just coming into turn 1 now, as Senna now just coming off the limiter, and Senna just come out ahead of Bennett, so that's crucial there for Senna. Obviously he would have lost time if he had stuck behind Bennett there. He's on much fresher tyres. He shouldn't have had too much of a problem getting past him, but yeah, that's important there. So Senna now into 2nd place. He's got clean air between himself and Horatio. Horatio 5 seconds up the road, but Senna on much fresher, harder tyres here. So in theory, Senna should be able to reel him in and get ahead of him, but Horatio has currently played the strategy so far in this race, and has he rolled the dice here and got himself a winner, or is it going to be Senna's day once again here? Is Senna going to make it 2 wins from 2 this season, or is Horatio going to throw a little bit of an upset here in that AlphaTauri? He can be a dark horse, can Horatio. He's one of those drivers who he can just sort of come out of nowhere with the strategy. He can outfox everybody. He's also a champion on the F1 game as well, back on F1 2021 I think it must have been now. I remember I commentated on a league called the Schumacher League, which was it was a league, it was on the OG server, and they basically, it was where you had realistic F1 car sort of like performance. So the fastest drivers would go in like the Haas and the Williams, and the slowest drivers would go in the Mercedes and the Red Bull and, you know, all that stuff. And somehow I think Horatio ended up in, I think it was the, I don't want to say, I think it was the McLaren he ended up in, which was the 4th fastest car of that season. Horatio's no slouch. He's a pretty quick driver, and I remember he absolutely dominated that championship in the McLaren. Obviously a driver of his calibre being in the 4th fastest car meant that it was pretty much a foregone conclusion. You had drivers like Bennett, I think, in the Haas or Alfa Romeo, I think it might have been. So yeah, I wasn't able to challenge, and I remember Horatio just walked away with that championship. I commentated on it on a Monday night. We got Fixie there in the comments saying, how can I join? Go to www.motiveracing.co.uk. The link is all over the place. Depends if you're watching on, well, I know you're watching on YouTube because you couldn't be commenting on it otherwise. So you go to www.motiveracing.co.uk. I'm just going to write it in the comments box, but you can also check it out in the description as well of this video. So you go to the description and all of our links to socials and to our website. And yeah, just go to our website and our Discord link is on the website, so it's really easy to do. As we see Senna making a move for the lead on Horatio. He's made that move beautifully there as Senna. He hunted him down in the last lap or so, and Senna has actually crept up on Horatio and is now leading this race with 11 laps left to go. So it's not even really a contest here between these two. Horatio, on his much older tyres, had absolutely no fight there for the race 1 winner last week at Bahrain. It could be a 2 from 2 here this season for Senna if he can continue what he's doing right now. Last season's run up in the championship, getting off absolutely brilliantly so far this season. Now is he going to look to try and extend that gap and make this a little bit more comfortable than what it currently is here. But Senna, your new race leader here at Saudi Arabia, obviously led the opening few laps before the pit stops, and is looking good for his money at the moment for the Ferrari team. But yeah, he's currently in that position to make it work here tonight, as Mike is all over the back of Bennett here. Mike on much fresher tyres gives Bennett a bit of a tap in the rear there. Bennett's also closing in on Horatio as well, so Bennett could be fancying a podium here tonight, but Mike is squeezing around the outside here of Bennett. Is this going to be job done for him? He's going to look to the outside. He swoops around the outside of his teammate, and is that a bit of a team game there between Mike and Bennett? Potentially, I think it could be. Bennett knowing that he's on much older tyres. Mike there making his way up into third place. Bennett's target in this race has surely got to be Horatio, because Horatio is on 2 lap older tyres than he is. You've got Senna and Mike on the fresh tyres. You've got Horatio and Bennett running on the worn out tyres. So I reckon that Bennett's fight is going to be with Horatio here for the podium. Mike is currently 6 seconds behind Senna. He's probably going to catch and pass Horatio, I would have thought. The gap being at 2 seconds at the moment, I think he won't find it too difficult to get ahead of Horatio before the end of this race. But yeah, I think that Bennett's target in this race has got to be Horatio. 3 seconds up the road with 10 laps left in this race. That will be his chance to get himself on the podium here tonight in Saudi. As Senna then stealing the fastest lap of the race, so 1 minute 29.4 there on lap 15. So we can see Martin's got a bit of run on Freddie. Looking to the outside here, and we've got in the pits. We've got Horatio and Bennett in the pits. Wow, I was not expecting that. I thought these two would go to the end. Wow, okay. Bennett into the box is putting the mediums, no softs, what? He's going to try and go 10 laps on a set of soft tyres. That is ballsy. Horatio is away, he's on the medium tyres. So Bennett is going to try and do 10 laps on one set of soft tyres. But to be fair, we saw it done earlier on, didn't we? I mean, we saw Nathan do it in the first stint, and he's trying to do 15 laps on the mediums for his second stint. So we know it's possible, but I suppose in theory it should be easy for Bennett, because obviously he's running a lighter tank than what Nathan was as well. So it should actually be a walk in the park compared to how it was for Nathan. We've got a caution currently, which now seems to have, it still hasn't subsided just at the moment, not quite sure who it's for at the moment. Could be for Oliver, seeing as he's done a 50-second first sector, or was he in the pits maybe, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, we've got Bennett who's trying to close up onto the back of Nathan. Is Bennett going for the win here? Bennett could be open for right now. Horatio is currently 4 seconds up the road from him on his medium tyres. It's a question of whether Bennett can get these soft tyres to the end. He's not going to win the race, he's too far away, simply put, he's too far away. He's currently 15 seconds off at third place with 8 laps left to go, but he's going to have much faster tyres than the guys who are that far ahead of him. In fact, sorry, he's not 15 seconds behind, sorry, he's actually 10 seconds behind, so he has got a chance of getting himself onto the podium, but he's got to get ahead of a few tricky drivers before that. As Bennett here making a move to the inside, to the outside of Nathan into turn 1, and round the outside he goes there. Bennett up into 7th place, easy pickings there for him with DRS. That's 1 down and 4 to go if he wants to get himself onto the podium here tonight, so a little way to go yet for him. Senna still leading the race by just under 7 seconds over Mike. He's continuing to put out that gap and seemingly in control of this one for the second week in a row is Senna. Hopefully he can keep it together here for the rest of this race. We've got Nathan who's continuing to fall back at Bennett after Bennett made the move on him at the beginning of this lap. Although it does appear like Nathan is closing in on him in the DRS zones. Nathan's got a 3-second time penalty for track limits. He becomes the second driver in this race to get a penalty after Oliver, so those two have both fallen foul of the race stewards here. Evening Andy, loving the action tonight, says Emma. Great to hear, Emma, good to see you watching as always. Emma, the other half of Aussie Albie, who's obviously one of our regular racers on Gran Turismo 7, and also she's our coordinator as well on the Gran Turismo 7 leagues, doing a fantastic job behind the scenes, and in fact on the actual scenes itself in terms of the actual race nights to get everything prepared and ready. Big thank you, a big shout out to Emma for all the work she's doing, and the communications that we have obviously on Discord, you know, getting everything sorted out. It's going fantastically well, and yeah, hopefully we can get the Gran Turismo 7 leagues in a good place here in the next couple of weeks before the season starts. We see Freddie into the pits here at the end of lap 17, so he's obviously put the hards on at 8 laps to go, feeling like they're not really working for him, and he's probably going to put the softs on and go to the end from here, I would have thought. What are we seeing going on in the car? No, mediums. Maybe it ran out of softs, because the softs should easily get to the end from here. I mean, Bennett should be proof of that, running in P6 currently, tearing around after Horatio, only 4 seconds that gap at the moment, and it's coming down lap after lap after lap. But is it coming down too quickly? Is he taking too much out of those tyres? We've got Fizzy there saying, just join the Discord, is that it, or am I missing something? No, mate, I'll give you the tags as soon as I'm, in fact, you know what, I can do it now, I can do it whilst I'm commentating. I can multitask, can't I suppose, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Oh, is it A Trail? Let me know if it's A Trail. Are you A Trail? Fizzy. If that's you, then I've now just given you the tag. Oh, you're clipping F123. Oh, what's that all about? So yeah, anyway, Bennett has dropped off of Horatio actually a little bit over the course of this lap. He's now 5 seconds adrift of Horatio, so didn't actually see what happened there. I was looking down at my phone Discord, but yeah, he seems to have fallen off just a little bit here. But yeah, Fizzy, I've given you the tags now so you can see everything. And I don't know if there's any full-time seats available. It seems like there's a few drivers that couldn't make tonight. It's always worth having a poke around. Generally, if you want to get involved in the F1 leagues, Matty Pitt is your guy, or Senna. They're the two main coordinators. Gertin kind of runs it a little bit behind the scenes as well, does a lot of the stewards work and stuff like that. I myself, mainly I'm commentating, streaming. If I see a deliberate takeout or something on the stream, then I'll call it out straight away and I'll deal with that myself. But generally speaking, with stewards inquiries, I kind of leave it to the guys who know what they're talking about with the game. The only time that I'd ever get involved in a stewards inquiry is if I see it firsthand and it shocks me to my core. Then I might intervene. But yeah, generally speaking, I let them get on with it. But Senna's still leading this one by nearly 8 seconds over Mike, and Mark Bow currently running in 3rd place, a couple of seconds ahead of Martin, who's in 4th place. Horatio is running in P5, he's a long way ahead of Bennett, who's well ahead of Anime Boy. Freddie currently trying to pressure the back of Anime Boy here on his fresh medium tyres. Can Freddie make a move here for what's P7 here in this race? You can see Anime Boy just skirting around a little bit there on slightly worn out medium tyres now. Freddie will be feeling the benefit of those fresh tyres a little bit as now DRS down this next section of the track and slipstream as well. Can Freddie get a little bit closer? Can he potentially be eye up and move here? He's a little bit too far back coming into this braking zone. Oh, as Anime Boy tags the wall, and Freddie there says thank you very much. Anime Boy takes his opportunity and up in 7th place Freddie goes. Nice move there from him. Managed to be in the right place at the right time to capitalise on that one. Horatio in the meantime is putting up at the back of Martin here and put up 4th place obviously on his medium tyres. He's actually pulled away from Bennett over the last few laps, so Horatio looking more comfortable in that P5. Is Bennett just having to nurse those soft tyres a little bit here maybe? It's a league race, so you can't participate tonight. Got to apply for a free seat and have time Friday night. There's not the squad. Yeah, that's the one, mate. You've summed it up perfectly there. As Horatio looking to the inside of Martin, but too far back at the moment, as Nathan there moving ahead of Anime Boy up into 8th place. That's because Anime Boy's into the pits. That would explain that one. But yeah, obviously if you want to join the league, then head over to the, well, you're already on the Discord, so just speak to Matty Bit, ask him if there's any spots going. If there's not, then you can always jump in as a reserve. And I'll tell you what, your best chance of getting into the league as a full-time is by making reserve appearances. So obviously if you've jumped in and covered for somebody who can't make it, and then somebody withdraws, and you generally get a few people withdrawing throughout the course of the season, either because of incidents or just general stuff really. You know, you always are going to get people dropping out from time to time. So the best way to get a permanent seat is by being available to reserve every now and then, and sort of like putting your name forward and just being there or thereabouts. Generally, if you make yourself available for a Friday night, you will most likely get a seat, because as you can see, we haven't got a full grid tonight. So if you kind of like make yourself available, then the chances are you'll get a seat. Oh, there's a move being shaped up, and Martin there goes steaming into the back of the Ferrari there of Mark Bow. Mark Bow there gets it going again, but he's lost a couple of places there, and that was just a little bit too aggressive there for me, I've got to say. Martin there, I think, in his haste to get through, has been a little bit below the belt. Horatio now pulling up onto the back of Martin here in his battle for the final podium place. I think that Mark Bow will have every right to be a little bit peeved with that one. But we're watching Horatio here, who's trying to get onto the back of Martin here and now a podium place if he possibly can on these fresh medium tyres. Bennett currently 3 seconds behind Mark Bow. Is he going to be eyeing up the top 5 here on his soft tyres? He's going to be having to absolutely caress those to the flag there, because they're not designed to go 10 laps, but we saw Nathan do it in the first stint. Horatio here still within a second of Martin at the moment, still keeping him in that DRS and keeping him on his toes here, letting him know that he's there waiting to pounce if Martin is to make a mistake here in the final part of this race. We've got 4 laps left to go here. The race leader centre starting lap 22 of 25 is gap to Mike at 8.5 seconds, so it's looking like it's pretty much going to be another walk in the park. Oh, I say a walk in the park. Last week it wasn't a walk in the park, down to the fact that we had a late safety car which shifted things up a little bit, and it was actually Senna's teammate Justin who rolled the dice, decided to stay out on worn tyres, and then Senna eventually had to really pull out the stops, had to make a move on his teammate on the final lap of the race. Managed to do so in the end quite easily because he had fresh tyres. There's Horatio down the inside of Martin. Martin looks to try and go for a cut back out of the corner though. Martin manages to keep it there and holds on to third place for the time being. Horatio trying to go for a switchback here down towards turn 4. Not going to happen, and Martin holds on to the position for the time being by the skin of his teeth there. Horatio looked for the move, couldn't make it stick, and Martin survives for now, but that was a close call there for him. And Horatio, that was kind of a rehearsal there of, I think, the move that he's going to pull on over the next lap, or potentially later this lap, as Martin there really squirting around as he was getting onto the power. Horatio waiting in the wings, waiting for that opportunity. Surely it's going to come in a second, you would have thought. Martin holding on grimly for this third place for the time being though. Fizzy there says this Senator is rapid. He absolutely is, Fizzy. He's been racing in this league now for about 3 seasons at least it is. I think 3.5 seasons. He's raced with us for 4 different seasons, but he joined at the tail end of the F1 2020. I can't remember if he raced with us on F1 2021, you know. I think he might have even raced with us on F1 2021. But I know that he was racing on 23, and I know that he had a bit of a rivalry with Gurrian 2 seasons ago. As we can see, Horatio and Martin battling again. Horatio's found a way through, but Martin looking to try and get a run here down towards the end of this straight. He's going to have a chance into the next braking zone. He's going to surely try to look to get alongside, looking around the outside here, but Horatio's going to hug that inside line. I'll tell you what though, Martin will have DRS down the start finish straight, and that is going to put him in good stead here. He could potentially be able to make this move back on him again, and this is going to frustrate Horatio no end, because he cannot seem to kiss goodbye to that Alpine there. Martin moving back through and back up into third place. Incredible racing. Oh, it's Horatio there putting the same move that Martin made on Mark Bow a few laps ago this time around. There's no tears there, and Martin gets away with it, or well, they both get away with it, because Horatio would have been getting a penalty for that one if he had ever seen to the back of him. But for the time being, it's all fair at the moment. Mark Bow didn't come off so well when Martin steamed into the back of him, but Martin seems to have got away with it when Horatio goes running into him. But these two still battling it out over the podium places right now, with 2.5 laps left to go here in this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Senna still leading by 9 seconds at the moment over Mike. Horatio still keeping Martin on his toes here, still trying to fight him over with everything he's got here for this third spot. He's been hunting him down on those fresh tyres over the last few laps. Horatio, it looks like he should be in that third place. He should be making this move and making it stick quite easily, but Martin is putting up a good fight, and he's managing to be in the right place at the right time, because Horatio is getting ahead of him in parts of the track where he can't make the move stick because Martin has DRS to the next section or whatever. He's just playing the tactical game right now with Martin. He's being a smart racer and how he's doing this. He's really playing the long game here. Papa Squanch says he's going to be this year's champ, I reckon. I think in regards to Senna, who's obviously driving an absolute masterclass here tonight. And his teammate Justin could be here for most of the races. I mean, Senna misses a round or two and Justin could be here for the rest of the races, then who knows what could happen. Hopefully he can give him a bit of a fight. But Horatio, oh no! 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 What was that? Was that a swipe there from Horatio? What on earth happened there? Going into the braking zone. Oh dear. I don't know what to make of that. That to me looked like it could have potentially been deliberate. Don't want to draw any conclusions. Maybe it was just a bit of contact down the straight going into the braking zone and maybe just moved across on each other potentially. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. That one we'll have to look at the replay, but that, I don't know, I'm feeling a bit cynical on that one. I don't think Horatio would do that. That's what's making me think I might have just, not called that right. I might just be me taking a dim view of it. Taking the driver out of the equation, looking at it from just two cars running side by side, it did look like he took him out deliberately, but knowing it might have been 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I don't want to call it yet. Obviously we're going to wait for the replay of that one. I don't know. Guys in the comments, those of you watching live, let us know what you think has happened there, because I don't know how to call that one. I'm not quite sure. I'm not 100% what exactly happened there. But the result of it is Martin obviously out of the race after a really intriguing battle there with Horatio, and Horatio is going to hold on for a podium, I think, because he's got 2 seconds back to Mark Bowen. We are on the final lap of the race, so I don't think it's going to be, I don't think he's going to close that gap now. Senna in the meantime has got just a few corners left to go here. He's coming into the final sector here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for second round of Motive Racing's Formula 1 League here for Season 7 on the EA Sports Formula 1 game here on the PlayStation platform. He's just about used up all of his ERS. Good timing here as we're coming in towards the final corner. Senna took a win last week at Bahrain, having pretty much dominated most of the race. Had to fight for it last week on the final lap due to the late safety car. This time around, no such issues here for him. He's going to absolutely romp it home as Senna comes up towards the line to take 2 from 2 so far for Season 7 here in the Ferrari. What a fantastic start to his season. Mike is going to come over to take second place, a long way behind there. Over 10 seconds the gap in the end between Senna and Mike. Horatio is going to come around to take third in due course after that collision with Martin, with 2 laps left to go, and that one's going to be an inquiry. That one's going to drag on, I think, because I don't know what to make of that. It looked to me, live watching it, instinctively I thought it was a deliberate takeout. Then I applied my knowledge of the drivers involved and thought maybe, Horatio's not that kind of a driver, so I don't know. Mark Bowe takes P4 behind Horatio, Bennett over in 5th, with Freddie a long way behind, currently in P6, just coming into the final corner now. He's a little way ahead of Nathan, Matty a bit further back ahead of Anime Boy. But Freddie out of the final corner is going to be P6 here and 8 championship points for him. Not bad of a result here for him at all. Nathan coming up towards the line, or out of the final corner up towards the line, it's going to be 7th place here for him. I think his most notable achievement here tonight was doing 10 laps on a set of soft tyres at the start. That was incredible. Matty Pitt coming up towards the line, it's going to be 8th for him as he comes over. And Anime Boy will be the last driver to finish. I think 9 finishes here tonight, with 15 starting, 6 DNFs here. Just the nature of the circuit, I think. Saudi Arabia never the best for getting people to the end, but that's your lot for tonight. Soured a little bit by the collision, obviously, that we saw late on there between Horatio and Martin. Still not sure really what's going on. I don't want to jump to any conclusions. We're going to have to look at the onboards from both drivers and maybe review the stream as well to try and come to a conclusion. But nonetheless, That's all we've got time for here tonight at Motive Racing for the Formula 1 League. It's Senna taking another victory here and continuing his absolutely captivating start to the season here. And obviously he takes the win in this one. But thanks everybody for joining. Once again here on the Motive Racing YouTube channel. If you did enjoy, please do hit that like button. If you're watching this back, any of the drivers, then feel free to share it with your friends, family members and otherwise associates. And as always, feel free to join us next week for round 3 of the season. Oh gosh. Please do hit that like button. If you're watching this back, any of the drivers, then do apologise for that. Sorry about this. God, you can hear my voice in the background. Yeah. Join us next week for round 3 of the season. We'll be at Australia Albert Park for round 3, so definitely tune in for that at the same time as always. But thanks everybody, we'll see you all very, very soon. Have a good one. Good night.